How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the halloffilm YouTube channel. Now today it is the final episode of, I guess you could call it the first season, where we are now on the fourth of the time period, which is, as you can see on screen, the Pioneer time period, which is from 1900 until 1929. Now myself, even I struggled with my first set of nominations for this. So I put a poll out on my Twitter asking, do we keep this with 10 actors, directors, actresses and films, or do we shorten it to 5? And shortening it to 5 won. So in this round, it is only 5 actors, actresses, directors, but we'll keep it to 10 films. So if you guys like that idea for the rest of the time periods, please let me know in the comments and over on my Twitter. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all the good things, and let's get it underway. So starting off with the actresses, in 5th place we have Louise Brooks, who was in Pandora's Box, Diary of a Lost Girl. She actually, in researching, I found out she made the bob haircut very popular. Like in the Roaring Twenties, she was kind of the face of that. And before acting, she was actually a dancer and a flapper girl, and kind of made that a big boom as well. So Louise Brooks. Coming in at 4th, we have Clara Bow, who was the first It Girl. Because obviously that's still a thing now. Who's the It Girl? Everything. Clara Bow was the first It Girl. She was in Wings, It, a lot of other good films as well. A random fact as well that blew my mind, which shows the popularity she had. In 1 month in 1929, she received 45,000 fan letters, which is insane numbers. Then we have in 3rd Janet Gaynor, who was in Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans, 7th Heaven. She was one of the few who transitioned from the silent era to the talkies and was still as popular. She actually, just outside this time period, she was the first Best Actress Oscar winner. Then in 2nd we have Mary Pickford, who was in Test of the Storm Country, Human Sparrows. She was also a co-founder of United Artists, which a lot on this list were. She was also, in 1916, Hollywood's first millionaire, which is insane. And then coming in at number 1, if you're familiar with this time period, probably a guessable thing, we have Lillian Gish, who was in The Wind, Intolerance, Love. She was dubbed the First Lady of Screen. Of course, she worked a lot with D.W. Griffith, who I will talk about later on. But yeah, she was kind of the star of this time period and of the silent film era. Moving on to the actors, coming in at 5th, we have John Barrymore, who was in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, The Sea Beast. He actually had a really tragic story. He was kind of one of the first actors who had alcoholism, and his star went from being one of the biggest stars in the 20s to, I think it was come the 30s, he was done with Hollywood in terms of being a big name, unfortunately. But when he was at his peak, he was very, very good. Then we have the original guy who was dubbed the King of Hollywood. We have Douglas Fairbanks, who was in The Thief of Baghdad, Robin Hood. He was the first ever person to portray Zorro in The Mask of Zorro. He did a majority of his own stunts as well, which was quite a common theme because obviously CGI and everything wasn't commonplace and didn't exist. He was also a founder of United Artists. Then in 3rd place we have Lon Chaney, who, if you're a fan of old horrors like I'm becoming, he's a guy who pops up quite frequently. course, was in probably most famously The Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame. One fact I found in saying that I was researching for this, he would have actually been the first person, he was first choice to portray Dracula, but unfortunately he passed away and Bela Lugosi got that role, and obviously rest is history. He was also that knowledgeable about makeup in film. He actually writ the entry of makeup in the encyclopedia, which is incredible. Then coming in at second place. These two are interchangeable, one and two. Number two for me, I chose Charlie Chaplin. Of course, the kid, the Gold Rush, the circus, also a co-founder of United Artists. Um, it's Charlie Chaplin. We all know Charlie Chaplin and how iconic he is. Then coming in at my number one, Buster Keaton. Of course, Sherlock Jr., the General, the Cameraman, Steamboat Bill Jr., Seven Chances, so on and so on. All you've got to do is Google his stunts as well. Incredible, incredible. Then moving on, we'll go to the directors next. Coming in at fifth, we have Sergei Eisenstein, of the Soviet Union. He did Battleship Potemkin, Ivan the Terrible 1 and 2, Strike. He's known as one of the best filmmakers, especially of that time period as well. Pioneered quite a lot of things. Then we have F.W. Murnau, I believe that's how you say it, I can never remember. Of course, did Nosferatu, Faust, The Last Laugh, Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans, as I mentioned before. Very well known actor, director rather. Feel like a majority of people will have him on their list. Then coming in at third, we have Fritz Lang, of course, Metropolis, Dr. Mabuse, Destiny, Spies. German New Wave was an incredible inspiration to cinema, and he was one of the leading figures of that. Then coming in at number two, again, I feel like these are interchangeable. Charlie Chaplin. Now, of course, if you know me, I've always said from the beginning, in terms of more controversial figures, it's up to everybody who votes whether you do want to vote them into the Hall of Film. Charlie Chaplin, of course, 3 of his 4 wives were teenagers. 1 was of legal age, except it was a 36-year age gap, I believe, and then he married a 17-year-old when he was 29, and then married a 16-year-old when he was 35, and got a lot of other stuff around him. He's an iconic character and actor and director, and you can separate art from artist, I do believe that, but it wouldn't feel right if I didn't acknowledge those things about him. Then we've got Buster Keaton, as I've said before. Go on Google, look at a compilation of Buster Keaton stunts and everything, and he's just incredible, and he was an incredible director and knew his vision. Now finally, the films. So coming in at number 10, we have A Trip to the Moon. Short film, very early, I believe 1902. It is on YouTube. I watched it, and you know, sometimes with old films you're like, do they actually hold up and stuff? It's an incredible piece and so inspirational to films still to this day. Of course, if you've watched Lisa Frankenstein, or I saw the TV Glow, the moon face, that's still playing a part in Hollywood today. Then we have Safety Last. Of course, again, similar to Buster Keaton, it was I forgot his name, and it's going to annoy me. I will put it on screen, but again, the stunts that people used to do back then with very little safety is incredible. Then we have Sherlock Jr., of course, the Buster Keaton film. Then we've got The Kid, a Charlie Chaplin film. We've then got The Passion of Joan of Arc. We've got Napoleon, not that one, the actual good one. We've then got The Man with a Movie Camera. We've got Metropolis. We have The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which I watched fairly recently and was blown away. The cinematography is incredible. And then finally, my number one, because it's a film I really, really love from this time period, and it was the first thing I wrote on my paper. It is Nosferatu. Of course, shaped horror for the rest of time. Incredible. Again, it's on YouTube. If you've somehow not watched the original Nosferatu, go and watch it. It is incredible. But that is my complete list and vote. So make sure you comment below your lists, or as always, a lot of you who watch this know me personally already, so be sure to message me over on my Twitter or just post it on my profile. And the only thing I want to talk about next is the absence of D.W. Griffith. Of course, during this time period, the highest grossing silent film of all time was one of his, and that was The Birth of a Nation, which, if you go back to the first video on this channel, I said that it could get 100 votes. It will never be put in, so please don't waste a vote putting that in. If you know anything about the background of that film and what it is basically 3+ hours of racism, regardless of the pioneering techniques in cinematography and directing. I don't care. That is never going in. And as far as D.W. Griffith go, I don't feel comfortable voting him in, and I do struggle to separate art and artist in regards to him. But yeah, that's just me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will see you all in the next video.